Hello and welcome to Insurance Mantra, your weekly guide to the world of insurance, only on ET Now. In today's Leadership Insight, we will discuss some important health insurance trends, rising medical cost and low insurance penetration, growing stress levels and changing health risks in India. What is stopping more Indians from buying health insurance, and what do recent health and claim trends tell us about country's health? To discuss this, I'm joined by a very special guest, Joydeep Saha, MD and CEO of Manipal Cigna Health Insurance. Thank you so much, sir, for joining Insurance Mantra.
Thank you, Anurag. It's been a pleasure, and thanks for inviting.
Sir, I just want to start with you. After so much of awareness campaigns and efforts by insurance companies, still, if we talk about the health insurance penetration has not grown manifold. So according to you, what are the challenges in the health insurance segment that companies are finding it difficult?
Look, Anurag, I think the biggest issue still remains the awareness level, I would say. So while, in India we talk about the awareness level about health has increased, but if you look at the awareness level of health insurance is still very limited. Okay, so these two are not the two same things. The other challenge is, till date, most consumers in India, if you see, they still consider, buying health insurance as an expense item instead of looking at it as a, potential health or financial security tool. Third, the young generation, I would say, they still feel that, the typical challenge that, they are young, they are healthy, they don't need health insurance. But our recent survey, the India Health Quotient, that what we have done, what we have seen is that the score that young population, the late 20s and early 30s, they have got a score of the lowest, 63 out of 100. And that clearly shows there is a problem. They are struggling on the well-being side. That said, I think of late, what also as an insurance industry, we are also seeing that the insurance definition is also a little bit, kind of evolving. People are now actually asking for, solution which is beyond health security. They are looking at, more of preventive healthcare solution, wellness-related stuff. So I think it's time also for the insurance industry as well that to reposition the health insurance from an expense item to an enabler of well-being.
Okay, so you just spoke about your survey also. So what are the three important key takeaways which have surprised you also?
Good question. So, first of all, let me just spend few seconds just to kind of help you all understand that what this survey has all been all about, so that you also get a full understanding. First, we have just partnered with YouGov, which is a very, very well-renowned, research firm in the field of market research. They have more than 230 years of experience. What we have done is we have surveyed 2,600 response across 16 major cities spread across pan-India, and primarily the major ones. And what we wanted to understand is how they rank themselves, okay, in the area of well-being. And there are 5 dimensions we have considered: physical, mental, financial, occupational, and social. And basis that a score has been given. The first point now I would say is, what has clearly come out is that average score, the well-being score of the urban population is coming at 65 out of 100. Okay. And that's not a great thing. For of course, you can say it's good to start with, but considering the fact that we are talking about physical health point of view, India is probably doing great. No, it clearly says that well-being point of view, there is a lot to be done. Larger point is that you may feel that someone is physically fit, but there are a lot of other areas. Someone may be emotionally distressed. Okay, someone
may not be. In
absolutely,
your
that's the first point.
Okay, that physically fit. Young generation is physically fit, but mentally they are stressed.
Absolutely, and that's what the score and also clearly says.
Reason?
So I'll come to the second thing is, this is where I'll talk about the second finding, which is related to your question also, the mental health and the stress point of view. What our survey says that 82% of the respondents are saying that they are facing some form of stress. Okay. 14% of them are saying that they are finding it difficult to manage stress. Okay. And within that also, when you are asking more questions to people, what we clearly see that 63% of the population are saying that they are actually finding difficulty in terms of having motivation in their workplace. 44% of the population is saying is, there is some form of concentration challenge. They can't concentrate.
Okay.
46% population is saying is, they are still, having problem with sleep. But only 1% population is saying that they are still having some poor, health condition due to mental health. So that's the disconnect. While they are struggling on multiple areas of their daily activity, somehow they are not able to connect to the...
Physically, they are looking good, but inside,
correct.
There are a lot of issues.
So on the daily activities, they are actually finding problem, but they are not able to connect to, right? So that's we call stress paradox. That's our second findings. Third findings, which you asked originally, that financial, that's another area where, when the people have, given their score, they are considering financial at the same level as health, that is a physical one, as well as a mental one. But the score point of view, that is the lowest, that is 62 out of 100. That means, despite of physical fitness and some of the other area, people are really struggling when it comes to financial management.
Okay.
So these are the three key findings which has clearly come out of our survey.
And health insurance companies can help in any of the issues?
Well said. So Anurag, as I said, we are in the business of providing health insurance solution to our customer. But as we are clearly seeing, given that well-being, that score of 65, that we also need to evolve. We also need to come up with more responsive and more comprehensive solution. So in that regard, what even at Manipal Cigna, what we are doing is, we are now focusing more on how we can make our product simpler, but at the same time, making it more relevant in terms of how can we go beyond health insurance. That means is on the preventive healthcare side, on the mental healthcare side, can we give them a better ecosystem? So that is exactly the requirement that is now the population would require, and accordingly also to also change and work on our evolving solution with respect to this requirement.
Sorry, in your claim experience, are you finding that number of cancer cases has increased? Just asking because you have done the recent survey also, or there is a early detection and checkups are there, so that's why number of cases are increasing.
So Anurag, yes, we definitely are seeing increase in early stage cancers, primarily driven by these increased detections. Okay, so what you are seeing over a span of time, lot of this increase, awareness campaign, availability of corporate health checkups and access to, the diagnostic center. And that is leading to people screening them earlier as compared to past. And of course, if something is, coming up, they are taking actions. One interesting trend, what we have been seeing post-pandemic, the behavior also changed. People actually are talking about how they can take care of their health. And one of the clear preventive things they are doing is going for health checkup. And it's good, right? I mean,
for insurance point of view, it's good because your claims will increase.
So, yes. But short term, if you look at, probably yes. But long term, if you look at it, the early intervention from the treatment point of view will only help the customer or the patient from a long-term health management point of view. So as a health insurer, if I am looking at a long-term perspective, this is good for everyone. It's a win-win situation for everyone.
For long term, it would have gone to the life insurers, not to the...
No, I will say, let's say if the health condition worsens over a span of time,
okay,
it would lead to major medical event, and that time I have to pay, as an insurer also have to pay for higher claim amount than what I would have paid at the early stage.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, what we are doing, the health insurance is all about helping and protecting the customer's health, right? So from that point of view, absolutely.
Yes, sir. So now I'll move to my rapid fire segment, sir, leadership rapid round, and you have to answer spontaneously, either in a one word or in a one sentence.
Sure.
So shall I start, sir?
Absolutely.
So here I go. My first question, sir, is health insurance become a necessity faster than it's becoming affordable?
Real question is not about whether you have health insurance, but whether you have adequate insurance.
If you were buying health insurance today, would you choose a higher deductible or a copay?
See, both deductible and copay help you in the premium management. But if you have deductible, it helps you to understand.
So what you will choose?
I'll say deductible, because at the time of claim, and I know exactly the maximum amount I have to pay out, which will not be the case for copay.
What's the bigger risk for customer today, not having insurance or being underinsured?
Under insurance, given the rising cost.
Who gives health insurer more sleepless night, hospitals or fraudsters?
Fraudster, that impacts the entire ecosystem.
One thing customer expect from insurers that is simply unrealistic.
I would say you cannot get health insurance when you fall sick. Health insurance is pre-planned.
If you could change one thing about hospital billing practices tomorrow morning, what it would be?
you should know what you are paying for.
Are insurance fraud becoming smarter than fraud detection system?
Yes, frauds are evolving, but at the same time, our analytics and technology solution also evolving as fast. So we need to be one step ahead of the fraudsters.
Do honest policyholders need up paying for fraudulent claim through higher premiums?
Absolutely, it is impacting across the ecosystem.
One health insurance myth customers still strongly believe in.
For young population, I am young, I am healthy, I don't need health insurance.
Is the regulator is listening today? What's your one wish that could be implemented immediately?
I would say a greater collaboration, transparency, and digitization across the ecosystem.
Does the industry need more regulation or better execution or of existing regulation?
Better execution. We have already adequate regulation in place.
Should senior citizen get special pricing support for health insurance?
Not only that, they need greater access to protection.
If your family member buying a policy today, what's the one feature you would insist on?
Ensure you have adequate insurance cover.
10 years from now, will health insurance be more about wellness than hospitalization?
Both prevention and protection, both should be covered.
One wellness habit that could reduce more claim than any insurance innovation.
Preventive health checkup, very important.
Preventive.
Early diagnosis.
Okay, sir. So now, my last question to you, sir. What would be your insurance mantra for our viewers?
See, first thing is, especially for the young population, do not treat health insurance as an expense item. Rather, consider it something that will give financial security to your family and will give you peace of mind. At the same time, ensure you buy adequate insurance cover.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for joining our show Insurance Mantra.
Thank you.
So, time for a short break now. After the break, we'll be joined by Shushma Anupam, former General Manager of New India Assurance. Stay tuned.